All right, we're here with Brian Watson, Jay, head football coach, and last year, great regular season. 9-1. I know it's disappointment in the playoffs for you, but how much momentum do you have from the kind of season you had last year, and how are you trying to build on that?
I think we have a lot of momentum right now. That we've kind of created a new expectation of improving every year, and so now the expectation is we're going to go out and compete and be very, very competitive in every game.
Does the sting of that playoff game, you had a great season first round. It was a tough matchup for you to have to face. Does that add some motivation? Is that something that you use?
Yeah, we talk about it a little bit. Just that I think we ended up getting a bad draw, and we learned some things. And then I think we went in, we got to looking at records, and I think we might have been some of our guys might have been a little bit thinking that it was going to be a little bit easier than what it was.
You had a terrific quarterback, Godwin, right? Then
Morris.
Oh, Godwin was the guy he was throwing to. Yeah, so a great combo there.
Uh-huh.
So they both moved on. Who's stepping into those roles? What are the challenges there?
Well, quarterback-wise, we're very fortunate. We have Jalen Youngblood stepping in, which he's our tailback's brother. But he has been running our JV and has been the backup. So maybe a little drop off, but he has a different skill set, but offensively we like to where he's going to be able to go. And then wide receiver wise, we got a couple of guys, Hayden Morris's little brother, Bryson Morris, is stepping into that. Yeah. And then also we have a Tanner Mandel, who's a big body like Godwin was too. So we have a lot of the same measurables and things now. It's just a little bit of lack of experience. We're asking some of the kids to play both ways, probably a little bit more this year than last year.
You mentioned the other Youngblood, the running back James Youngblood, who's already been a really good player for you. What's special about him, and what do you think maybe the progression for him the next step?
Last year he's such a downhill runner and he's so tough. That's probably what separates him from just his toughness and his mental makeup. This year he's worked hard. He ran track, so he's gotten faster. Wasn't really the fastest running back, but he was just a tough, hard-nosed runner. So now this year, hopefully there's going to be some little bit more longer runs to break away, because we always kid him. He was the best one inside that first 20 yards, but after that, so I think just his toughness, but he's worked so hard on his speed in all season. I think you're going to see a lot longer runs from him this year.
How about defensively? You got about half the starters back there. What are the strengths there, and who are some of the guys that may stand out?
Defensively, we probably are up front. Our front seven is probably going to be one of the best we've had at Jay in a long time. Just physically strong. Defensive linemen, all four of them are back with a lot of stuff. Well, we lost Godwin at the end, but Rylan Williams played a lot of reps last year, so we're not expecting much of a drop off from there. But our guys in the middle. Chase Dooley won a state title in weightlifting in the heavyweight division, and then also we have Garrett Ashworth who has started a lot of games last year as a freshman. So we're solid up the middle in our linebacking core. I got two seniors, Weston Salter, led us in tackles, and Dominion Tyree, who's our middle linebacker. And James, our tailback, will probably play linebacker also. But that front seven up there, and our defensive lineman of the year last year was Nick Baxley, and he's back. So we're really, really excited about what our front seven can be. We've got some inexperience in the backfield. We did lose 3 seniors back there, but our younger guys have worked hard, and that's probably was our greatest improvement. And we was worried about in the spring but our secondary has really worked hard. They're just inexperienced right now.
When you look at the schedule, especially the teams in the region, Northview has a new head coach this year. Baker is always going to be there to a degree. What are the challenges when you look at the other teams in the region and who are going to be the ones that are going to be the toughest scenarios?
Well, you always got to consider Baker, and then us and Northview is a rival. And Coach Vickery, he's come over from Flomaton to Northview, which they've handled us pretty good. So those 2 games, and then Chippewa's also is going to be. They've reloaded a little bit over there. So I think those. Our region's tough. And I really don't know much about the other teams in it, but I know those 3 are on our schedule. That's the ones I can't worry about.
All right, I'm asking all the coaches about the transferring. It's kind of crazy out there. It's just everyone going different places, kind of mirroring what's going on in college right now. I know maybe it doesn't affect Jay as much, but how do you try to handle what's going on with that, and how freewheeling it is that good for the game?
I just don't see how it's sustainable. You know, they have some rules, and we just recently had a team outside of Tallahassee get punished for. I mean, what rule? I mean, there are no rules. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, everybody's breaking. You know, I don't know. It's not good. It's not sustainable. You know, we already had a very relaxed transfer rule, and now we just made it even more relaxing. You know, where Alabama and Georgia, you know, they're really strict. Our neighboring states. I don't know. We have too much in-season transferring too. That's probably the most, you know, disappointing thing. Just because I know it doesn't happen up here as much, but I know down in South Florida, you know, just the team we played in the playoffs, they had a lot of in-season transfers into the. So you know, they got to come up with something better. You know, but now it's just. You know, people are just going to where they know they're going to be successful. We're teaching kids to run from adversity right now. That's what we're doing. To put themselves, if we just go over here, we put ourselves in a better situation instead of making a better situation for yourself in your current situation.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Brian, thanks. Good luck this season.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And somebody do work.